Hello everybody, this is Conquering History Games, and I just thought I'd take a little bit of time out of my day to make a quick video on something I get asked about pretty frequently, and that is, what kinds of mods am I using? Obviously, the people who are asking this, they're not referring to, am I playing Kaiserreich, am I playing Equestria War? They're talking about the graphics mods that I have. So for example, if we just went into some new game here, you'll notice, well, this is actually, right now I have the Access font on right now, but that's for something else that I'm recording, which you guys are going to see in the future, and I'm going to continue recording it right after this. But you guys can just go look at any of my videos and you'll see usually I do not have the Access font on. Thank you, Kaiserreich team, as always. So we've got a few subtle changes that are going on here, which actually, to show you, I'm going to come over here and pull in this this list of all of my specifically Hearts of Iron 4 workshop items that I have. So we'll kind of go in order here. Well, not quite in order, but first I'm going to talk about the ones that are non-visual mods. I do have the Equestria War music mod. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be using it during recordings anymore since I found out there is copyrighted music on there and I've been getting flagged for it. I also have the colored buttons mod for Equestria at War. Now that is the one that you specifically want to use for Equestria at War because the, the icons are slightly changed, especially right, yeah, as you can see right there. The production one, it has the pony hand or leg, whatever you want to call it. Then of course there's Kaiserreich, there's Führerreich. These are you know, alternate history mods. One's an alternate history mod, aka a double blind mod. We've got the Kaiserreich anime mod here, which actually I want to take a second to highlight here because it's more than just the portraits. Like, they make loading screens, they've got their own logo, they make background menus. Here's an example. I think these are all the new ones that are added here. Yeah, literally thousands of portraits. Ace graphics, you know. So over here, the user interface, they want to keep improving that. I already mentioned the loading screens. It's a pretty ambitious project. I think they've been doing a lot of stuff, and of course they're working on replacing event graphics, minister graphics, maybe even the unit graphics in the far-flung future. That'll be awesome. Anyway, moving back to this list, of course I have player-led peace conferences. I just, unless I'm going for an achievement in vanilla Hearts of Iron 4, I always have player-led peace conferences on. I think that the peace conferences are is probably the worst part of Hearts of Iron 4 vanilla. It's just awful, awful, awful. I hate how the war score system works. I hate so much of it. It's been improved, but it's far from great. Of course, we have Equestria War here, the MLP mod, the Road to 56, which I don't really play anymore. I probably should play it more. Like, I really, really enjoyed my China campaign in that, but I just have not taken the time to play more of it. And over here, we've got the RG, okay, no, this is graphics. I have the bigger production menu, 2 production columns mod, but this hasn't really, you know, I'm just going to unsubscribe from this now because that thing never updates. And I'm also going to unsubscribe from colored buttons, and you're going to see why in a second, because I don't really use those anymore. Now let's start going through the list. I use mostly the RGFX series of graphics mods. That's what makes up the bulk of my changes. So the white map font, it's pretty obvious. It, you know, just changes the font for everybody to white. I think it just makes it pop out a little bit better on the screen. And it is, of course, Iron Man compatible. So, you know, there's a lot of annoying things about vanilla Hearts of Iron 4, but graphics does not have to be one of them. Another RGFX one I use here is the border overhaul. This one's a little bit subtler, but it basically creates a little shading on these borders here. Hope you can see that decently with the cursor. It's thick but subtle, as they say. You know, different things, the sea provinces, the sea zones, gradient borders and stuff, they adjust as you zoom in and out. I think it looks pretty good. And of course, Iron Man compatible. Next up in the RGFX series, there's the clean menu fonts. Pretty straightforward, just kind of cleans up the menu a little bit. It's subtle, but I feel there's a difference. Iron Man compatible. Next, the RGFX improved battle plans. This one I think is a significant change. Okay, I don't know why it's not opening up the image. That's fine. We could just zoom in here. So this takes away the little black border that goes around your battle plans, and then after the black border, there's this white line outlining it. And it just takes that away, makes things look cleaner. I think it's a pretty significant difference. Next up here, let's zoom back out. We've got strategic views adjustment. I use the multiplayer / achievement variant. This just does various things, mostly the air bases. They're recolored and tweaked for more visibility. Battle plans are more saturated for visibility and trimmed down to avoid obstructing terrain. Editing battle plans is easier with more visible draggable buttons. Some unnecessary clutter in edit mode is removed so you can see rivers easier. It just overall makes the map look better. I have no other way to describe it than that. There is the regular variant. I just always use the achievement one because I like to achievement hunt in my games. Alright, then we have the Axis map mode. This guy also has a Comintern map mode. I don't like it as much, but this just changes the font to make it look like so. Alright, next up, let's see, I already mentioned this, the colored buttons for Equestria at War. And then this is why I just unsubscribed from the regular colored buttons mod. We now have WW's Buttons Plus. Now this guy, I've kind of hit and miss with his graphical mods, or her, I don't know who it is, but it just replaces the default ones you have here in your top left. Why can't I open it? Well, I'll show it to you right now in the game, but it replaces the default toolbar buttons. So diplomacy now has the flags. You know, it does more than just color them in. It actually makes them fancier. So I guess the most basic one here would be the clipboard. But you have the clipboard. This has been replaced by a man in a tank. This is a civilian factory with a wrench. Over here you got a crane, a much more detailed one. This kind of looks the same, but it's a three-dimensional box. You got the cross flags here. I really like the research one with the blueprints and the stencils and stuff. And then you've got the gavel. All of these come together, if you include the Axis one, for this. Now, I know the Axis map mod is not enjoyed by anybody, but I'm just doing it for a specific campaign, which, like I said, I'm going to record right after this. So let's just take a really quick look here, just at the battle plans, and as you zoom in, you can see you don't have that outline with the white outline on top of it. And it's just one of those things, at least for me, that once you see the battle plans without it, you can never go back to the regular. And like I said, all of these are achievement compatible, my graphics. So if you're going for a really, really long thing, like, I don't know, the people have stood up over here in China, then you don't have to deal with that for long periods of time. So I hope that this was helpful. Please let me know what kind of graphic mods you guys like. I'm always looking for new ones. I only learned about the WW Plus button mods, I want to say, a month ago, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, tell me which ones you use, and maybe I'll check them out in my own time, and if I enjoyed them, you might see them in a video one day. So subscribe if you haven't already. You all have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye.